thing is, I feel like this pressure, like I have to hype everybody up, like who's excited, who's ready to have a wild time? You know, it's a Tuesday night. Okay? It feels irresponsible, honestly. Many of you, I assume, have work in the morning. Okay? We're at about a 6. Let's keep it there. Thank you. I'll put this down. I think they're like taking pictures. Okay? You know, I never have been much of a party animal growing up. Roar. No, growing up I used to wear earplugs to go to bar mitzvah parties. The other kids would all make fun of me, but you know the good news? Couldn't hear them. The 2010s were quite the time to be at a dance party. We were all saying, teach me how to doogie. We should have been saying, teach me how to code. Turns out that was the necessary skill set for today's economy. I wish I knew how to code, and I say that on behalf of everybody in the performing arts. Because now are you seeing Meta and other tech companies are offering like these $250 million pay packages for AI researchers? Are you seeing about this? And it's like, you've seen money that large in like the NBA, but I'm like, I'm not jealous of that. I could never have the physique of an NBA player. And then I see these nerdy computer scientists. Like, I have exactly the same physique. I'm socially awkward. I spend a lot of time on the computer. The only thing I lack is any knowledge of computer science, but I feel like that's just a technicality. How does everybody feel about the rapid development of artificial intelligence? Let's go one by one. One at a time. I don't get why we're spending all this effort as a society to develop this kind of super intelligence that knows all the answers and that's smarter than every single one of us. That technology already exists. It's called my girlfriend. You know, the reason I tell that joke now is so that if any of the other comics are here with their significant others after the show, they'll be like, honey, why didn't you say something nice about me like that Ari Mostow? Sorry, other comics. Guess I set the bar a little too high. But you know, I'm not perfect either. I'm not. Everybody's like, Ari, you must be perfect. Nope. I spilled goldfish in my car the other day. That's an embarrassing thing to spill. That's a child snack. I have this orange powder kicked into my seat. I have to blame it on my 12-year-old younger brother. I'm like, he spilled it. They say, well, why is it in the driver's seat? I'm like, oh, it's a British car. The seats are flipped around. I'm a very self-conscious person. I'm always so worried about embarrassing myself. My worst fear is that I'm in an airplane crash. And as the plane's going down, I scream, and then someone says, who just screams like that? It's like the weirdest scream I've ever heard. You know, I think it's coming from seat 29F. Now, when I've told this joke before, people are like, Ari, I don't really get the whole thing about you being self-conscious. I don't buy it, because here you are doing stand-up in front of a room full of 100 people, and you're saying that you get embarrassed or socially awkward. I don't buy that. So I asked my therapist, Dr. Katz, and he said, you know what? This is a real phenomenon called context-specific self-efficacy. All right? Basically, you feel confident in a structured environment like stand-up because it's a skill that you've practiced and gotten okay at. So you feel in control of this situation, whereas in a social interaction, which is less structured, you'll start to panic and feel less self-efficacy. That's not a joke. I just thought you might be interested in knowing what Dr. Katz said. Great therapist. I'm trying to be like a little more confident, a little more cool and tough. I bought a leather jacket on Amazon. Had to return it. Turns out I'm a men's extra small. But I will have a leather jacket soon. I don't have Prime anymore. You know what prompted this whole reflection is an actual incident that I had recently, where I was at a restaurant with my friend, and we were having a nice lunch, and then there was this very belligerent drunk woman sitting at a table near us. and she was kind of like being really loud and interrupting everybody's experience. So my friend goes, I'm gonna shush her. And I said, please don't do that. And she goes, oh, I think I'm gonna shush her. So she shushes this woman, who immediately comes storming up to us, gets in my friend's face and goes, how dare you shush me, and shouting expletives at her. And my friend looked at me with eyes that said, Ari, do something. And this was terrible news, because I really was hoping to not do something. Here was, my friend being attacked by this belligerent woman, and you know, there are many ways to stand up and be a hero. And none of them really resonate with me. But nonetheless, I get in her, I stand up and I say, hey, don't yell at my friend like that. But obviously, in a very intimidating way, I can't recreate it on stage. And she looks at me without missing a beat, and she says, oh, you sit down, you are 12 years old. And I thought, oh my God, she's right. That was, and you know the craziest thing? I sat back down. You know, it's like, on the one hand, it was a really funny, like, insult, and on the other hand, I think about it every day. If I'm ever having a conversation with you and then I zone out, and I'm like, what did you say? It's because of that. Okay, that's my time.